Peace and blessings, everybody. We pray you are well.
Blessings.
I am IFA Jamini Ray.
And I am IFA Tegunsha.
And you were tuned in
to the best,
to the greatest podcast
on
the planet
Earth.
Let's talk.
Let's talk IFA. Ashe.
Cabo. Ire Lopo Lopo. Share Lafayette. How are you? We love you. We thank you for riding with us on this journey, for tuning in, for all the love, support.
Sure.
You know, the prayers, the all the things, the comments, all the positive energy and the love that y'all are giving us.
I love the feedback.
We appreciate it.
I love the feedback.
Before we get going with today's show.
Appreciate you all.
Yes, I say. We want to let everyone know that if they have any questions or requests for divination or anything like that, we want to direct all communication to our email.
Sure.
We want to apologize if you have sent us a message on social media or somewhere and we didn't get back with you.
Yeah, we're doing a lot.
Because we haven't checked it, and we checked and we said, oh my God, we got messages from March, May, June. So we're reaching out to people who sent us messages. But if you want to contact us, just send us an email at LetsTalkIFA at gmail.com.
That's LetsTalkIFA@gmail.com.
Yes. And we'll get back to you. So anyway, today's show, Reclaim our Power. Reclaim our power.
What do that mean?
What does that mean?
Reclaiming our power.
We're going to reference a couple of Odu today that's relevant to this discussion. One is a Warren Meji. The other one is Erosun Meji. So we'll deal with that in a second. But in light of the recent events with, Trump being reelected, it's been a lot of people, I guess, that are been affected, negatively by it. That people are sad, people are worried, people are anxious, people are upset, people are all type of different emotions. But our message here today is for everybody to reclaim our power.
That's what I'm happy about.
Yeah. That's what we need to do. And what does that mean? We want to lay that out.
Yeah, I'm happy. Not happy for Trump winning, but not happy for Kamala, because I'm independent.
Yeah,
right. I'm independent, and so I don't get into the politics.
And here's the thing, right? Whatever, even if you do,
however, it is what it is. I mean, to me, it's a wake up call to know that we know who's in charge.
And this is the thing, we need to, no matter who you voted for or how you feel about either one of the candidates, we know really neither one of them are really any good for us. Let's just be honest. Coming from a Pan-African revolutionary standpoint. But I get it. If you like, Kamala and the Democrats for your reasons, or the Republicans, I'm not even tripping on that. What I'm tripping on is the fact that let's keep that same energy or more when it comes to us loving each other and getting together and taking care of each other, and going back to the Black Wall Street models and the other models that worked better for us, you know what I'm saying, in the past, and not be so focused on giving our power away to just this. This is like, we're going to play this game every 4 years with the election. It's split. The country is split in half. So it's like, let's focus a lot of energy on ourselves and helping each other.
Because that's what split in half is. The country is split in half, and you got people, you got Asians here. They take care of themselves. They take care of their people. They got their communities.
Yeah.
They got so much money.
Asians,
they don't
Indians,
even have
Jews.
to speak English if they don't
They
want
only have to speak the English.
They got their own land, their property, their temples. They got their own culture, their businesses, and they running it. The Mexicans. Now you have the Indians here.
Listen,
they
most of the communities,
take care of themselves.
Except for us, right?
They all take care of themselves.
And then what does that mean? They'll get together and say, look, as a community, these are the things that we need that are important to us. As far as talking to the politicians, right? They're on a local level, a state level, and a federal level. And if you're not in alignment with this, then you don't get any of our vote. Right. It's either all or nothing, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody knows in this system, you have to buy your politicians, right? You have to, because once they get in there, they are working for the people that's donating and that's paying them. That's what y'all got to understand. It's like, you can like Kamala because she's a, blackish woman and she's this, whatever, you Democrat or whatever. But at the end of the day, you got to understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and who's backing her? Who's funding her? Who bought her seat? Because one thing our people have to understand is, like, we like to vote too much, but we can never get together and say, let's bring our money together and buy a seat and put on that seat who we want.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is who we want as our president. So we're going to put money behind them.
Mm-hmm. People also vote for people based on their policies and what they say they're going to do when they get in, office. And we get all that, right? But what we saying is, in this culture of IFA, and not just IFA, but the culture of the African traditional culture throughout the diaspora, right? We have the resources, the numbers, the means. All we lacking is the willpower and the focus on that attention. What my brother Olaolu posted a post on Facebook the other day. It said, it was a quote from somebody else. They said, our ancestors and our elders, they had all the courage but no resources, and we got all the resources and no courage. Like, what are we really doing? You know what I'm saying? We got to look at the state of our kids right now. Look at our, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on in our culture that we could take care of from a grassroots level. We spend $1.2 trillion a year on things, on consuming, spending. That's our buying power. So just imagine that we could funnel half of that and just buy it from each other and operate as a community where that money does not leave our community, right?
But see, we got spoiled.
Yeah.
Because we do have access and the resources, but we've got so spoiled and too comfortable and lazy.
Benny.
And we forgot about our elders fought for us to get to those resources. Mm-hmm. Now we got them and we dropping the ball.
Yeah.
But I think the resources is being given to the wrong people. They ain't giving us no resources.
Yeah.
It's being given to the wrong people. And the wrong people is taking it, and look what they doing. Look at all the trouble that some of these celebrities are going through. Yeah. I ain't calling no names because, that's not for me to do. But look at what all of these celebrities with resources, look at what they doing.
Yeah. I mean, it's people doing positive things.
Resources. There's people out here doing a lot of positive things, but they don't get recognized.
And they don't get recognized. And
you don't
also,
hear it.
It's not enough of us that are connected.
It's not enough of us supporting those who are doing the positive.
Those who are doing it. Like,
you know what I mean? Those who are trying to make a change and a difference, they don't have enough people supporting them or enough funds.
Right.
So you don't hear about them people. You know what I mean? But you hear about the ones that have all the resources, but they doing foolishness.
Stuff. Yeah.
They're not. We should have been and built another Black Wall Street.
Another one. We should have one in every major. You know, it's crazy.
You know, we done got complacent.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And we have access now. But our elders fought for us to get that access.
Yeah.
We have it, and we just dropped the ball. That's why I said the nationalists, we got to bring that nationalist mindset back into this culture, this Yoruba culture, because our elders, they were nationalists who embraced this culture and this spirituality, and they move with it in a nationalistic way.
Yeah.
We've lost that, and we got too caught up into the pageantry. As I said before, we got too caught up into the pageantry and what the financial resources can buy, but we're not using those financial resources to build more towns, more villages. I mean, look,
something that's going to truly empower us.
Kanye West said America is for sale. Look at all of this land.
Yeah.
Why are we not buying this land? And it should be 3, 4, or 5 villages by now. You know what I mean? You got all of these kings, people calling themselves kings, but they ain't got a village, a town, and people's following behind them, and they're not liberating the people.
It's too much posturing, right? We playing around. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, the elders and the ancestors that preceded us, they did some heavy work. And back then, you know, it was by force. Like they didn't really have a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw one of my brothers this morning and happened to see him at the gas station. So we chopping it up in front of the gas station. Man, all the black people speaking to each other now, and everybody, because like I said to you earlier, when we get a little heat on us, we get a little closer to each other, which could be a silver lining from this. Like, the whole point of today's podcast is we want people to not fear, to not be anxious, to not be worried, to not be upset, to not be frustrated, but to stand firm in the faith of our ancestors and IFA. And to let's think about this differently and shift our paradigm. So let's put our efforts into our local communities, into rites of passage, into independent schools, into building, you know, like networks of businesses that we got some stuff going on, but we not really together, and we don't operate as one nation, right? And when I say one nation, I'm talking about, you know, African descendants in the diaspora. I'm not just Yoruba.
So yeah, you're right. So you can be Akan. You
whatever.
Can be Condomblé.
You can be Christian or Muslim.
Christian,
if you
Muslim.
African,
if you of African
you
descent,
got black and you got African ancestors.
If you of African descent, we may not worship the same way,
right?
But guess what?
Don't need to.
We're all of African descent. So when it comes to communal building and expansion of our community and our culture, that's one thing that we have in common. So rites of passage is very important because that's molding and shaping young people to become men and women.
Listen, we lost sight.
That's the power we have to reclaim back. We have to reclaim our children back. Once we get our children back, and we have something organized for them, a system, better school system, better what do you do when you're creating jobs and things of that sort?
Workforce development, mental health,
all
clarity of your thoughts in your mind and how to move in this world, right? And be successful in business too. Let's not forget financial literacy in business. We can't just keep getting IFA and getting and we don't know other things about how to move and how to get wealth.
Yeah, no, we can't just keep getting these pots and don't understand how to use those tools. those are like tools.
Yeah.
But
we got money. We just it's just misdirected. It's just misguided. You know what I'm saying? We got money. We spend plenty of money. You know, we could solve 90% of our own problems if we just change our thought processes. You know what I'm saying? And don't be so worried about who won the election, because we still in America at the end of the day.
And and they let you know who really run it. Like, this is a perfect example of who really run it. I'm not a Trump fan. I'm not a Kamala fan. However, this really showed clearly and to let the people know that you can be a felon. You can do whatever you want to do. You can shake your tail.
You can grab the
camera.
pen.
You can
do all type of
smack
stuff.
somebody up in it, and you can still become the president, because
if you're
this
white,
country, right,
and you come from a certain family,
and you have money,
right,
and you have access, and you have dirt on people. You can slither your way through. Slither your way through.
Slither your way right to the top.
But the thing is, I'm not mad, because, like I said, I knew Trump was going to win. Yeah. Because America is built on those types of, that's the character of this country. Yeah. But guess what? This is their stuff. Yeah. They run it. What do I care? I'm thinking about my people. Yeah. I'm thinking about my family, my children and everything, like the future for them. Like, what are we going to do as African people to
help ourselves? To reclaim our power. Because what we're doing is, it's like we're giving it's too many people are giving all their power to the election. Oh, woe is me. My candidate didn't win. So, no.
They out there tripping right now.
Some people are tripping. And guess what? If Kamala would have won, some of y'all would have went right on not loving each other, not helping each other, not connecting with each other, not doing business with each other, not speaking to each other. So what is everybody like? I don't know, man. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like African people, I don't see the Mexicans or any of them worrying, because they got a system in which they take care of their people.
They might be affected a little bit, but they're going to be okay. Like you said, they ain't got to speak English.
Because they got unity. They got to speak English, They got unity. Right. So they know they can go pick up their brother next door and he going to make him some money today. Even if he thought like, well, I'm out of work. But man next door got a brick job.
Listen, our Mexican brothers and sisters and came over here and came up. They was doing all that work nobody else wanted to do.
And they was quiet. But
it's different now, though.
They was quiet.
You notice that. It's a little different now.
It's a little different. Yeah. But I remember the boom of when the Mexicans came, and they every time when I was a building inspector, I used to drive up in my truck on the site and just sit back and watch them.
Oh, they organized.
And I'm like, man, these people organized. They have
you can learn from
them. They got a grill out there when they working on the job site. They got their coolers. They got somebody grilling on the grill. Yep. Or the other guys on the roof. And they got a nice little system and how they work. And they work in unison. Yeah. They work together. They take care of each other.
They have they have communities.
We gotta be like the
communities.
Ants.
We gotta be like the ants. We can really take care of most things ourselves. And then if we are like the ancestors and the elders, we don't have that type of unity and togetherness anymore. There's a void now, because it used to be the black church, right? Everything controlled. Like the black church was the epicenter of blackness, of the diaspora of black people here. Like everything funneled through there. And now that has almost been decimated as far as coming from a place of power, right? So now what's about to happen and take over to fill that void, it's about to be this rites of passage that we about to help reinstitute across the nation and the diaspora. I say to that. And also our own independent schools. That's going to be the epicenter that links everybody together, that brings everybody together, that it's the children. It's the sustainability. They are our future. You know what I'm saying?
That's African culture. Yeah.
And that's Ogunda Meji. So we want to drop a little bit on the Odu in there. That's a big part of Ogunda Meji is the children. Our children are our wealth, and we're putting too much stock into certain things and not paying enough attention to other things that we really should be doing.
And we should be paying attention to the children, the future of our children. As Ogunda Meiji speaks about, like, the development of our children. Are we going to continue to leave them in the hands of a broken system? Are they going to continue to get books from 1971, from the 70s, and we almost in 2025, and you got some of these schools out here giving these students books that, like, outdated books from the 70s. It's like,
well, I mean, it's public school, so even the new books, they ain't really gonna have much in there that's gonna really help us reclaim our power. That's not the purpose. That's not the purpose of public school. So it's definitely not gonna do that. That's why it's imperative.
But education,
if we're gonna save our nation, that's what we got to do.
Have education.
If we have to if we're gonna build a nation, we can't. That's not gonna happen with our kids just going to public school and just learning the status quo. There's no rites of passage. We losing too many of our youth, male and female, to the street, and even the adults. We too busy. Everybody too busy on their phone doing this and walking down the street, and like, what are we doing right now? Look at the state. Look at our, like, we act like we're helpless, but it's like we really like the elephant in the room, and our enemy is like the little mouse over there, but we don't realize that we're more powerful than the mouse. All we got to do is step on it. You know what I'm saying? But we won't come together to step on that mouse. We just keep, I don't know what it is.
We don't know our power. Everybody is.
We gotta reclaim it.
We're in chaos.
We gotta reclaim it.
And everybody is all over the place.
I'm not mad at the people that's into politics or you doing your thing, especially on a local level. Like, I get it. We need people in all of those. It's not one or the other. But what I'm saying is, be at ease. Have faith in IFA and the ancestors, or whatever your spiritual belief is, right? Have faith in that, and let's have a plan to where no matter who the president is or who wins or whatever, that we will make sure that we are okay, because every other culture does that except for us. That's the point that we're trying to make. We're trying to help put people's mind at ease.
Yeah, it's about that time. I think this election, I hope this election has...
Wake up.
Is waking everybody up to say, okay, what can I do for my next door neighbor that need my help next door?
I'm telling you,
what can I do? I need to go make sure the elder is eating.
Let me check on my people.
Yeah. Do she got food, or do he got food in his house? He's an elder. Let me make sure I'm living next door to them. Let me make sure they good.
Let me start calling my mama more often. Let me start calling my brother, check on my cousin. And told you I was at the gas station this morning. I ain't never said good morning and peace to so many black people before at 8 o'clock in the morning in my life. Everybody was like, you know what I'm saying? When we get a little heat on us, that's when we feel like we need to stick together again. Yeah, that's what we feeling now. Maybe that's the silver lining, you know what I'm saying, in all of this, is that maybe some things will happen, to make us realize that, okay, we do have some other powers that we're not really paying attention to, that we need to come together and do, you know what I'm saying, things.
And we're not saying because, everybody is not going to do the same thing.
Right.
Everybody.
It's unrealistic.
But as long as you're focused, I don't care. Like I said, I don't care what's your culture or your spiritual practice. As long as you're trying to do something positive for your people, that's what matters.
That's what matters.
It ain't got nothing to do with spirituality or religion. But we are a people. We all have the same color skin. It's like, what are we gonna do to take care of each other?
Right.
What are we gonna do to take care of each other?
Yeah.
How are we gonna support each other?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do to advance in our life and in our culture and our way of life? What are we gonna do? We can't do it alone.
Mm-hmm.
One whole family can't even do it. But it takes many hands and many families to come together and learn to work together. If you got one family, if you got, if your family has internal issues, it has those things. You got to have something in place that deals with that to help resolve those issues.
Yeah, because that's a big part of our problem is our emotions. Mm-hmm. We get upset with each other and we done. We're not gonna do no. I don't want to talk to you. I may not talk to you in 5 years, 3, 5, 10 years. I don't want to see you. I don't want to kick it with you. Like none of that. Like we do that too quick to each other. Other cultures or other races, other groups of people. You think they don't, fight and argue or disagree or whatever, but the thing that they do is they understand that even if we don't agree on something, or I could hate your guts, but for the greater good of us, of this group of people in this nation, we still need to, do this business, or we still need to deal with each other in a certain type of way so that we can all benefit from those actions. Everybody's too selfish and self-centered. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the community no more. It's about me. Me. So that leads us to this. So we wanted to reference Irosu Meiji. One of the verses of Irosu Meiji talks about a group of people that are overcome with, they're overwhelmed with worry, about their situation. And if I said, there's no need to worry and there's no need for fear, just make the sacrifice that you need to make. One of them is to EI, and to form a think tank, and to bring, to bring the heads and the minds together to make a think tank to help them improve their situation. You know what I'm saying? So that fits. That verse from Irosu Meiji fits exactly what's going on here. That's exactly what we need to do. Everybody just calm down. Just have faith in our spirituality as far as, from our IFA standpoint or our other traditional African standpoint, or whatever you believe in, right? Because whatever you are, your religion that you choose to express yourself through, you should feel confident enough that that's going to hold you down. So just relax. If you have faith and you got confidence and your spiritual grounding and whatever you believe in, then, let's just put our heads together and let's figure out the best way to solve our problems, and then it talks about, the fish congregate with the fish and they come together to bring their sound thoughts together. To figure out how to be the best that the community that they can be. The rats did the same thing. Other animals did the same thing. So the people have to come together and figure out how to solve our problems after doing the sacrifice. What's the sacrifice? The sacrifice is, first, a big part of it is just our mindset. The sacrifice is, do you understand what are we doing? And why are we doing it? You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily sending money for airball and for whatever for that type of sacrifice, but
what is the airball being done for?
Yeah, what the sacrifice is, understanding and shifting our mindset.
Sure.
In this case, it would be a shifting the energy away from the worrying and all of that these negative emotions. Shift all that energy into let's build build this nation up and do what the ancestors have done already. And we can help solve, most of our own problems if we really have faith in ourselves. We put too much faith and power in the hands of these people way up there that, like I said, if you in the government politics or whatever, that's cool. We need you too, but we all need to understand how the game is played. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about reclaiming our power. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about you. I'm with you, brother.
That's just where I am. We got to stop being distracted and focus on us.
Right. It's the perfect time because they're so busy arguing and fighting amongst each other. That this is the perfect time. It's interesting, right? I want to mention this. I don't know how, but I think it was an interview with Charlemagne the God and Diddy before he got locked up or whatever. And Diddy was talking about starting an independent party, the Black Party. And I said, and that's, that was just recently. And, Diddy was basically kind of on the same type of time that I'm on. Like, if you're going to participate in this political system, that's the only way to do it. We need a Black Party. If we're going to do it, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I mean.
Other than that, we just going to keep doing this song and dance every 4 years and hoping that, and then really.
The black vote counts. Yeah. The black vote. And nobody speak about reparations.
Oh, no, stop it, please. Nobody's worried about that no more. Even though Japanese got them, Jews got them, other people got them, nobody is worried about that.
People of African descent are voting, and we haven't got our reparations yet.
I mean,
vote, but that's, in my eyes, I can't vote like that if, our ancestors built this country. Mm-hmm. And you mean to tell me that you can't give us our reparations, but you want us to vote?
I mean, look. It's real.
Why are we not voting or putting somebody that will fight for our reparations?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Dr. Was that Claude Anderson? We should put money behind him, and he be our president. If we're gonna be into the politics like that, like somebody like him,
right?
That's gonna really get in there and say, okay, we're gonna make sure we may not get the 40 acres. You dang gonna sure ain't gonna get no mule.
Yeah, it's a little different.
So what? And we sure ain't gonna get no check.
If they were smart, they would go ahead and give us the check right now. Because you know what we'll do with it? Spend it. They'll get it all back.
Spend it up.
They get it all back. And luxury items and taxes. If they were smart, they would go ahead and just give it to us now, because we're not even really in the state to really, what are we going to do with it?
What are we going to do? Like, we don't have a plan for
everybody going to take that little money and run. We'll be right back in the same position in less than a year.
Give me my part. Give me my cut.
Boy, please.
Give me my cut.
Be like that Dave Chappelle skit. No more Escalades. All the Kentucky Fried Chicken gone.
Oh,
nah, we just playing, y'all. We just messing around. But seriously, though, I want to speak on this too. We kind of stuck when it comes to something. This is a touchy subject. This is something that you always hear people say, our ancestors died for the right to vote. And yes, you're right. They did at that time.
Right.
That might have been the best thing to do. But to think analytically, to think critically, is that still the best strategy today? Just because that's what they did and had to do at that time does not actually mean that that's the best thing we should be doing now. Before Martin Luther King passed away, a couple of years before, one of his speeches said, I fear that I have integrated my people into a burning house. And he had started to change his views or his focus from civil rights to economics. Then he linked up with the poor white people, and they went to do that march on Washington, and then him and Malcolm X linked up. They was like, nah, this nigga, we got to get rid of him now. Yeah, he done hit the formula now.
Yeah, right.
Now we about to get the black church and the blacks down with the Muslims, and they on economics.
They couldn't see that.
Y'all gotta go now.
Oh yeah.
So what I'm saying is, who's to say? Let's say Martin Luther King would have never got assassinated. Let's say he was still here. Who's to say that if he was still the leader, that we would even vote? Doing what we're doing now, I promise you, I don't think that would be the strategy. Right? Think about it. Like, and I get it, but we don't have to be stuck on something so bad that we're losing sight of other things that we could be doing. You know what I mean? People need the black vote to win, right? We know that. So we need to leverage that power, but we don't really do it. You know, people come and they trick us and they say all these things and we're going to promise you this and that, and they get our vote and then they get in there and they be like, deuces. Trump get in there. He got all these poor whites and then he get in there, boy, he done forgot all about you. All his tax cuts is for his people, for the millionaires and the billionaires, and, you know, but they love him because that's the good old boy, you know, for a certain part of his base, these Republicans, that's what they want to see. That's what they want. And then other people have their reasons, you know what I'm saying? So we're not really here to make this a political thing. We just sharing some of our views, but really the basis of what we saying is we need to reclaim our own power.
Sure. Yeah. And how do we do that?
By any means necessary.
How do we reclaim our own power? I think we reclaim our own power is when we start focusing on these young people.
The youth
and
mind.
we start putting into these young people. And we see these young people start to develop. We see their character starts to change. We see them getting married and starting businesses. I think right then and there, that is the joy.
I say.
Of a nation.
The business is the key.
See that its children constantly evolving and progressing.
I say.
You know, and that's big.
Yeah. And we got to relearn what it is to be a nation, to have a nation. You know what I'm saying? Do we really know the steps that we need to take and what we need to do? I think Amos Wilson, Blueprint for Black Power, and Claude Anderson's book, what is it? Powernomics. Those are the two books that really lay it out on what we really need to be doing. So if y'all are not up on that, I would advise you to go check those books out and see what's in them, because those two books contain the whole blueprint to what we really need to be focused on. You know what I'm saying? Do your politic thing, whatever. I'm not saying don't vote. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just saying let's think about what we're doing. Let's not just blindly vote for people because they're a Democrat or because they black or because whatever. Like, to be honest, and I know this is by design, the majority of people in this country don't even know what they're voting for. Like, they're voting for a person, but they don't know details on policies or these people's past, or they don't know. Most people don't know that. They just voting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny to me.
Voting just to say,
they just voting because of whoever they like.
All right.
They don't really know the facts of really what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? On policies and people's past and like the details and all that stuff. Most people just, blindly it's the illusion of a choice. It's the illusion. We know what we gonna get. We've been voting all this time. We know what we gonna get. I mean, with this or that president, sometimes things get a little better, or this changes or that changes. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the police still killing us. Our kids are still killing each other. Drugs are still being funneled into our community. Our kids are not doing well, failing in public school. And I'm not, okay, so there's good public schools. Shout out to my teachers and all of that. But I'm talking about overall as a whole, okay? Public school is basically failing our children. I love my mama was a teacher, all of that. But when you in the trenches and you see what's going on in the streets, when you close to the streets and you can see what's going on, like, it's ugly. Yeah. It's ugly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The youth, the suicide, the depression, the anxiety, they on medication. They want to hurt other people. Then you got the gang factors and the drugs and the negativity tied in with the music and the videos and the school to prison pipeline and all. Like, so there's a lot of things that we are still going to be fighting against regardless of who the president is. That's what I'm saying.
I hear you. I'm with you on that because he's not gonna help us. He's not gonna help our people.
Bruh.
We gotta help us.
No president, I don't care who you elect, Democrat, Republican, nobody coming to save us but us.
And that's why it's good for us to learn from other groups and how they run
and how they move and how they
so that we can do that.
So we're not as affected.
Right.
When our candidate doesn't win, we're not as affected because we got each other. We growing our own food. We got our own insurance companies. We got our own trucking companies and industries and businesses and call centers and whatever else, you know what I'm saying? Like the businesses that we used to have and the power that we used to have, we was good. In those communities that we had, and there were a lot of them. You had them in North Carolina. You had all, Black Wall Street. You had Florida. You had those communities were all over the place.
The Black Wall Street was amazing. That Black Wall
That's the
Street
prototype.
Was amazing.
We had pride.
We need to look at that. Mm-hmm. We need to look at
revisit that model.
Revisit the whole model of Black Wall Street and let it build our pride.
Yeah.
And just rally us up because we can do it again. We have all of the resources. Mm-hmm. We have the time. We can make that happen. We can build another Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
But again, we have to have people that's serious and people that got heart.
And people that's ready to sacrifice. And can I say it? Should I say it? I'm going to say it. And stop smoking weed all day. And get up and do some shit. Yeah. We can't let our ancestors down. We got too much to do.
Yeah.
Smoke the weed at night after you did something positive, something constructive, something progressive.
Yes, the celebrate.
Yeah. Like after 10, 11 p.m.
Right.
That time.
But when it's work time, no.
Not 11:30 a.m. Yeah. You blasted.
Yeah, you blowing yourself out.
You done drunk 2 beers and smoked 3 blunts. It's 1:30.
The day is done. The day is done. After you do that, like you sit down.
Come on, brother. Come on, sister.
You laying back and you ain't getting up.
Oh, it's over.
No work. No,
it's a wrap. Where is the focus? Where is the dedication? Where's the sense of urgency?
Yeah, I think.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it starts with family. And it starts with the protocol and the order of things, and
there's no order,
and the respect.
No respect.
It's a high percentage of just disrespect. If you can take the percentage of disrespect that's going on right now in this country, it's bad, man. It's
mad.
People we don't even speak too much anymore.
Oh, we are now. The Trump in there.
Oh yeah,
we back now.
Yeah, it's like black man,
hey,
black
brother.
sister. What's up, sister?
Yeah.
Hey,
peace, brother.
What you
peace.
doing?
Yeah, have a blessed day. Yeah, everybody locked. We back now. Kumbaya.
Until something else happened, and then black folks don't want to speak no more. They walk with their head up, like I don't know you.
Man, listen. So.
We gotta take that power. Reclaiming our power.
I say.
Reclaiming our identity.
That's a big word.
The identity.
Who are we? What is our identity? We don't have a collective identity.
Identify yourself.
We don't have a collective identity as African descendants in the diaspora. We all over the place. We don't know what we want to do. We not focused on one common goal. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, doing that, like they might have been different religions or different whatever, but the goal was kind of, we had a common enemy. We knew who the enemy was, and it was in our face. You know what I'm saying? That was a different type of warfare that we were up against. So now everybody's too comfortable. Integration happened. We go ahead and we can go shop at the mall now, the big store, and go buy that bag or that shoe or that car or buy this house and live next to these people because we done made it now.
$2,500 bag.
Drop the ball. Now look at us.
$25 Gucci or
Now
Guess.
look at us. We got all the stuff.
All that
but
money.
we not happy. The kids living living in a
Spoiled.
3,000 square foot house, AC blowing cold, TV and video game in their room, and you depressed.
Spoiled.
You on medication because you are suicidal. What? I don't understand it, man. So if you look at it by the process of elimination, it's easy to tell what happened, and it's easy to tell what's going on. We need to take back our power. We need to reclaim our power. Because guess what? Back then, you didn't have all that. The school was, the women and ran the school, and the teacher, everybody knew each other, and you didn't have all this foolishness going on, and the kids grew up. We were happy. It might not have had the newest building or the newest books or the flashiest car or the best clothes or whatever, but we had security, we had peace, and we had happiness. The only enemy we had was the one that we knew we had. So we could deal with it. Now, well, you don't know who the enemy is. A lot of people don't.
The enemy is it could be your close friend. It could be your brother or your sister today.
Back then, it wasn't like that. We had to stick together.
Yeah.
And not no more.
It's so much that's came between us as a people that our women don't even trust each other. They don't even work together too much.
Yeah.
That's a big
and
part
that's a big detriment and blow.
That's a big detriment because the women
not all,
are the preservers
but it's
of the
too
nation.
many. It's too many. Like we need,
We need the preservers of the nation, which are the women,
right,
to preserve the nation.
They like the economic engine too. Not only are they the nurturers, but the women run the market.
They are the economic engine.
And a lot of times the children might end up spending some time with the women at the market learning business.
And they
learning those, different things. And then the men, do it, whatever. So, we just got to figure it out, y'all. We got the power. We have enough power amongst ourselves. We got the numbers. We got, a little bit of money. When you look at it collectively, we got some money.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it just depends on how we spending those dollars and where they're going to, right? That's the difference. So,
where's the dollars going?
Where is this going on?
Is it going to the strip club?
Is it going to the Hennessy?
The Hennessy?
Is it going
to VIP in the club?
Oh yeah, you got to get a table.
Where's the dollars going?
They be in the club to get a table there, like they just bought some land.
Where's the dollars going?
Man, and let's not talk about the weed. You ain't got no money for a reading. You can't spend $125. You spend $1,000 a month on that smoking that killer. What are we doing, man? We gotta get our priorities together.
Yeah, I think rites of passage. That's a start because you're developing these young people. They're the new leaders of the future, but they have to have training. They have to have discipline. They have to be intelligent. They got to know how to communicate and socialize.
All
of those things. So that's where it starts.
And let me add something to that now. In 2024, we need to add a couple of things to that list. In order for us to be a nation and be competitive and to reclaim our power, these kids need to learn. They need to know AI. They need to have some leadership training and some nation building, some urban, how to build, how to set up a community, how do you set up the economic systems that run and sustain? What are the foundational building blocks of a community or of a nation? What are those things? How do you fund them? How do you know what I'm saying? Like, all those are the type of thing, growing food, sustainability, like anything that deals with independence and reclaiming our power. We have to make sure that our kids are versed in those things, not just going to college and getting a degree so you can go out here and get a job and work for somebody's corporation. You know what I'm saying? If you need to do that, let's make it a strategic thing, but we got to reclaim our power, and we're not going to do it that way. So anyway.
Claiming your power.
I say why.
Taking back what's yours.
Take it back, or
claim your power.
So listen, we want to remind everybody of a couple of things. We have a rites of passage program that we're working on, getting instituted here soon in Charlotte, and we'll be reaching out and working with people in different locations in different states to try to replicate that and modify it to your own liking. And then the idea is to parlay that into an independent African-centered school, right? So it's one of the things that's coming soon. And then also the Let's Talk IFA Academy, the African Spirituality Blueprint, will be launching next week. So be on the lookout for that. It's like a comprehensive 7-week program that's going to help empower you, to give you the tools to reclaim your power, to reclaim your African spirituality, to learn how to not only learn the history and the basics and the culture,
history,
but also how to, and the spiritual part, but how to apply it, in your life, how to practical application of these things in your life to improve your life, your family, and all your future generations. Because once you learn it, you teach your kids, and you teach everybody else, right?
Preach.
So that's where we at. You know what I mean? One more announcement. If you want to advertise on Let's Talk IFA, you can sponsor the show, and also your business or your organization or your event can be also mentioned and advertised during one of our advertising segments that we're about to start during the show. Reach out to us. Let's Talk IFA at gmail.com for divination, any other services that you might need. Please hit us up on Let's Talk IFA at gmail.com, because if you're sending messages through social media and all these, it's like 5 or 6 different places, and it's too much for us to keep up with all of that. So if you send an email, we got you.
Sure.
I say why. We love y'all.
We love you.
We appreciate y'all. We want to send this message of encouragement, positivity, and hope. Be cool. Everything is going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? Just cool out. Be at peace. You know what I'm saying? Ease your mind and trust in IFA.
And reclaim your power.
And reclaim your power.
Your power and your identity.
I say why.
And remember who you are and where you come from.
I say.
And I'm not just saying, I say, well, I come from Africa. Yeah, we all come from Africa. But where do you come from? What family did you come from? What did your family stand for? What did they represent?
I say, in the community.
In the community. Those are the things that you continue.
I say.
You continue
tap
the works,
into that.
You continue the works of your forefathers.
I say.
And your foremothers. I don't know if that's a such word, foremothers.
I think it is. Sound good.
But foremothers.
And your roots reading will tell you that. So hit us up, for the roots readings, for any of those things. I am Awo Ifa Jaminire.
I am Awo Ifate Bunshet.
And you are tuned in to
the best,
the greatest
podcast
on
the planet
Earth. Let's talk IFA. Ashe, Odabo. Ire lopo lopo. Abu atu asuri wori wofu. Ashe.